Hello beautiful people, welcome once again to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this crown neck spaghetti gown. It actually has an half length. So all the basic things you'll be needing is 2 yards of flowering material, any other fabric of your choice, paper pattern, scissors, office pins, zip, ruler, armhole and all. So first thing first, you're going to draft your shoulder point. So I'm just going to mark my shoulder point like so. That will be my starting line. So this is a picture of how you take your shoulder to waist, shoulder to bust measurements. So on the paper, I'll place it at that shoulder point straight down to the bust point, which is 10. Then from the shoulder to the waist, 16 inches. So I'm going to be stopping at this 16 inches because an half length I'm creating. Then I'll create the skirt part later. Next is to take my shoulder to shoulder. This is a picture of how to take your shoulder to shoulder. So I'm just going to take my shoulder to shoulder point like so. 14 inches divided by 2 plus half an inch. Then I'll take my standard neckline measurement, 3.5 by 3 inches, and I'm just going to mark it like so. So next at that shoulder point, to create my shoulder slant, I'll come down by 1 inches. Then first of all, I need to draw this line straight down, which will be my armhole, but I'm just going to impute that later. But first I need to mark it straight down so I can connect that 1 inches point to my neck point like so. So after doing that, now I'll take my round armhole measurement. But before then, I need to extend these lines. So my round armhole is 8 inches, 16 inches, which divided by 2 gave me 8 inches. So I'm just going to mark. That is a picture of how you get your round armhole measurement with your clients. So I'll extend this line and also extend the points of my shoulder to bust and also my shoulder to waist. Remember, it's half length I'm creating first before I create the skirt part. So I'm just going to stop at the waist point. But if you don't want to do this, you can just from the waist to the hip and all and make a straight gown. That also works. So I'm going to divide my bust. This is a picture of how to divide your bust by 4. So I'll divide my bust because I want to create my armhole so I can connect it like so. So at that armhole point, I'll find the midpoint. Remember, it's 8. 8 divided by 2 will give us 4. That will be my midpoint. Then I'll go in by half an inch like so. Then I'll connect these 3 dots together, this, and then this. Just going to connect this. I'll use my armhole curve to do this. So you can see I've created my armhole curve, my slants, my shoulder slants, and my neck point. So next, for me to get my waist measurement, so this is how you get your waist or your clients. Divide your waist by 4, then add 1 inch sewing allowance. So I'm just going to connect the lines like that. So to get our new neckline, I'm just going to go down by 7 inches. This is my new neckline I'm going to create. I'm going to cut the remaining part off. Then I'll rule this line straight to the armhole. I'm trying to create my new shoulder point. So I'll go down by 7 inches. Then I'll label this as new neckline. Then at this point, I'm just going to use my exact neckline we have, which was 7.5. Sorry, I'll minus 1.5 from it, which will give me 6 inches. So this will be my new neckline. If you do it like this, it will sit very well on your chest points. So I'm just going to mark that 6 inches like this. I don't need to add in any sewing allowance. Mark it like this and connect it to your armhole. So this is your new armhole line. So I'm just going to connect like so. Then I'll cancel out the old armhole. So this is where I'm going to be cutting from. I'm just going to cancel out that old one and then cut this out. So this is the half length I'll be working it. Next is for me to create the full point. So to get that curl neck or cowl neck at the center point, I'll slash that bust point open. You can open it as wide as you want. The wider you open it, the wider is going to be showing your cleavage. So take note of that. But this point I'm using is okay. So I'm just going to cut this out. So after cutting, this is how it's going to look. And see, it's already giving me the cowl neck. like so. So you can see it has already formed. So next is what cut the skirt part or the down part. Remember I removed 16 inches and the full length is 46 inches. So I'm not going to be drafting it on the fabric. I'll draft on the paper so it will be more clear. So I removed 16 inches from this paper. Remember that for half length, 16 inches. So I'm just going to mark from my shoulder, from my waist to my hip, which is 8 inches, from my waist to my knee, which is 18 inches, from my waist to the full length, which is 31 inches. You can go as long as you want, but I'm going to use 31 inches, which is okay. So I'm just going to extend my lines like so. My hip points, my knee points, and the end line like so. Now we're creating the down part of it, which is the skirt part. If you don't want to do this, you can just draft directly straight. So I'll divide my waist by 4, add sewing allowance. This is a picture of how it's done. Your hip, divide it by 4 and add sewing allowance. 1 inch sewing allowance is okay. Then at the knee point, at that hip point, I remove 1 inches from that because it's going to be like a straight gown. So this is a picture of how you take your measurements. I'm just going to remove 1 inches from that. Then I'll connect it straight down to the end points like so. So just the same way you create your skirt, that is how this is done. So I'm just going to cut this on the fabric. So at this upper part, I did or I cut out 2 pieces. This will be the strap I'm going to be using. Remember, it's a spaghetti top. So after cutting the down part, which is the skirt part, this is how it's looking. I'll be attaching it to the down like so. So I just want to make an illustration first before we start. So this strap, I'm just going to fold it into 2, then use an office pin to turn it up. So you can see the upper parts, I cut 2 pieces. So you're going to be cutting 2 pieces. For the strap, you cut 2 pieces, one for the right, one for the left. Then you place it in between. This is an illustration, so I'm just explaining first. So I'll take it to the sewing machine to sew. I'll see explain again along this video. So first thing first, let's go and make this strap and sew. So after sewing the strap, you can see this is how it's going to look. So I'm going to use my office pin. This is the office pin to turn it inside out. I have another video of this in case this is not clear. I'll leave the link in the video so you can learn how to turn your strap with office pin. So after doing that, I'm just going to remove it like so. So this is how it's looking, very easy. So now it's for us to join the spaghetti parts to the strap, or to create the strap or attach the strap to the spaghetti part. So I'll first of all place one of the fabric down like so, right side facing right side, as you can see. So the strap will be in between the two. Then I'm going to use a pin to hold this down, then take to the sewing machine and sew. So the pin will be like a guide to guide me. So I'm just going to take to the sewing machine like that and sew and turn it up. So after sewing, this is how it's going to be. So now it's for me to join the down parts to the skirt like so. So I'm going to sew. I'm going to use a pin to hold it, then sew and use an interlocking stitch to lock it up so it will be looking neat. So after that, this is the front part. You can see it's looking neat and nice. So nice was to draft the back. So drafting the back, I have to cover that part that I slashed. The back and the front are the same thing. The only difference is the zipper part. So it's just going to have a separate zip at the back. So if you don't want a zip, if it's a stretchy fabric, you don't need a zip. But this is not a stretchy fabric, so you need a zip. So I left 1 inches allowance, which will be for my zip, like so. You can see I didn't slash the bust point open. I closed the bust points because you don't need what's it called, cowl neck at the back. So this is the back. I've attached my pin, or I've attached my zipper to it. So this is how it's going to look. So you also need a facing or lining so you can place the strap, or you can join the back strap to the front strap. So you need interfacing for it. So you're going to cut another interfacing that you use for this. So right side facing right side, the two back side will be facing right side, while the interfacing will be, the wrong side will be facing you, as you can see in the video. So I'm going to place the strap in between it like so. So it will be in between the back then the interfacing or the lining will be on top of the back, like so. You can see the front is under the back, right side facing right side. That's the right side of the back facing the right side of the front. Then the interfacing will be on top. You can see the front side is below the back side. So you're just going to use your pin and hold it like so. I have a better video of this also on my video, so I'll leave the link. You go back and watch in case this is not straight to you. So after joining, this is how it's going to be. I'm just going to hold it like so I can do the shaping. So shaping is very important in a dress. If you don't shape your dress well, it won't come out well. First thing first, you need to find the midpoint of any dress you want to shape. So this is the midpoint. I'm just going to mark it straight down like so. As you can see me doing in the video, I'll mark it straight down. After finding the midpoint, I'll find the bust points. So I'll divide that bust point by my bust by 4. So after dividing it by 4, I'll divide it also again. I'll place right side, let me say for example 36 divided by 4, you got 9 on the right hand side and 9 on the left hand side, as you can see me doing. So from that video, at the midpoint, the left hand side you place the 9 inches on the right hand side, then the left hand side you place the right 9 inches, just like that. So at the waist point, you divide your waist by 4. So the waist for here is 30 divided by 4 is going to give us, so I'm just going to 7.5. So I'll place 7.5 at the right hand side from the midpoint, like so. I'm not going to place it like so. I'll mark my 7.5, as you can see me doing in the video, on the right hand side. Then I'll still take that same figure 7.5 and place it on the side. So you're going to use your exact measurements. That's why it's called shaping. So the remaining ones will be the allowance, which you can use to adjust later in the future. So at the waist point, I'll go down by 8 inches to get my hip point. This is my hip point. I went down by 8 inches. I marked it straight like so. Remember, I've already gotten my midpoint. This is my center point. So I'll divide my hip by 2. The hip is 42. 42 divided by 2 is going to give us 10.5. I'll play that exact 10.5 at the right hand side and also place the 10.5 at the left hand side. So I'm going to do it like so. 1 on the other side, 1 on the other side. 10.5 on the right hand side, 10.5 on the left hand side, like so. So I'm going to mark. So the remaining allowance you see, that's the allowance. So just mark your exact measurements. That's why it's called shaping. So I'm just going to mark it like so. So after marking, nice for me to connect all these lines together. So I'll start from the bust point, connect to the waist, from the waist to the hip. So the remaining space we have, that will be for our allowance. You don't need to trim it off, you can just leave it like that. So after that, I'll take it to the mannequin. So this is the picture. You can see how nice it's looking. So thank you so much guys for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.